all this rare and unique content. Please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Snag number 7. I want to also welcome anyone who's new to the channel. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please do subscribe because, as they say, it helps the algorithm. And for those who are already subscribed, thank you for coming back and enjoying the content that's on the Sasquatch archives. Today I have what I consider a treat, a bit of a surprise for me and to me. Let me just preface it by saying that quite often, a few times a month, I go to a few bookstores. In Canada, we have one called Chapters and Indigo. I'm not sure if they're in the US or other places of the world, but traditionally they've had a fairly significant magazine section and, of course, lots of books. Although the magazines, as of late, the sections have been dwindling, unfortunately. However, there's one somewhat nearby my house that seems to be retaining the magazine section. And I always go in there, again, a couple times a month. And I just look through the magazines and to see if there's anything on Sasquatch or the abominable snowman or Bigfoot. And honestly, it's quite rare that I find anything. So imagine my surprise when I'm walking by and I see this magazine. Now, what do you think when you first see this? It's called All About History, and there's a big thing about Santa here, History of Santa, good old Saint Nick. And so I almost kept walking, but then I saw in the corner, towards the top right, Yeti Hunters, 100-year quest for this mythical beast. And I thought to myself, what the? Seriously? I really thought this was just a magazine about Santa. And so I picked it up and I opened it up and wow, I'm going to tell you what I found. And once again, I'm also going to say that I won't show the entire magazine because I have to respect the subscription, circulation. And, you know, magazines need to sell. And if I'm showing the whole magazine, he probably won't buy it. I'm an advocate of magazines. I do urge you to buy them when you can, when you see something interesting. Support that medium, please. Let's just take a look at the cover because that's kind of where we start. All About History. And of course you can see there's a blurb about Santa and Mediterranean's lost superpower or heroes of the WW2 home front. And of course, as mentioned, Yeti Hunters. This magazine, I did not see a specific date on it other than to display until 01/25/24, which is January 25th, 2024. So I'm going to presume that this was a Christmas 2023 issue. So grab it if you can because it's going to disappear fast. Maybe you'll find copies online that you can buy, but it's always better to buy from the source rather than used, I think. But, you know, whatever floats your boat. So there's the cover. Eye-catching. I'm not sure what that thing on the left is that has its tongue sticking out. Yeah, I think there's mention in here about it. It's something to do with a German legend, something that visits on Christmas Eve or something. Anywho, let's open this up and look at the table of contents so we can see what we're dealing with. And there we are, the contents. This is issue 137, if that helps. And we see under features on page 46, Yeti Hunters, how and why people believed in the abominable snowman. I think you could probably say believe, because there's still people that do believe in the abominable snowman. And there is a funky, bizarre photo there of, I guess, what are supposed to be Yetis. I don't know. If you know, feel free to comment. I'm not sure what that is. It's kind of weird looking, but it is what it is. Page 46. Let's flip over to page 46. And I'm going to start by saying that, well, you can see the artwork. Just gorgeous. And I will show this full page just because I want to impress you and impress upon you the importance of purchasing magazines because you get some great artwork. And this is beautiful. I'm guessing it's, you know, AI generated, but I don't know. It has the author, Callum McKelvey. I'm not sure if it mentions who the artwork's by. I'll have to go look later on. But the article's called Hunt for the Abominable Snowman. For centuries, tales of a wild man of the Himalayas have fascinated mankind, but is the Yeti fact or fiction? And a little bit of trivia, it's not the Himalayas, it's the Himalaya. And I learned that from Daniel Perez, so kudos, Daniel. I'm not going to read everything here, but I'm going to just give you a little bit of a read here. So let me start. High in the Himalayas lurks a monster, a fearsome and rarely seen creature whose name has become legendary, the Yeti. Appearing first in Tibetan folklore, it was in the 1950s that stories of the Yeti, or the abominable snowman, quickly captured the public's imagination. That's where I'm going to stop as far as reading goes on the first page. You can see there's a subtitle, The Roof of the World. And if you know your abominable snowman history, it does predate the 1950s, but that's when it came into prominence in the movie theaters, on TV, Life magazine, Post magazine, etc., etc. It really became, for public consumption, and it was everywhere you looked. Although I wasn't alive, but I can see from magazines and books that it was highly covered during that time. Again, I don't show everything, so I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I'm seeing here. I'm looking at a hard copy of the magazine as I speak to you. One thing I will show you is on... Okay, so page 47 is where the article starts. 48 and now 49. 49 had something that, I like to think I know a lot. There's something on page 49 that surprised me. Now I'm gonna admit I'm not a Yeti abominable snowman expert by any means. I know a lot more about Bigfoot and Sasquatch, and there are a lot of people that know a lot more about Yeti than I do. But I still was taken aback a little bit by what I see on page 49, and you can see there yourself, Hunt for the Abominable Snowman, Yeti Mania, how stories of the Abominable Snowman have dominated popular culture. I knew about the first entry here, the Abominable Snowman movie from 1957. I knew about the Doctor Who episodes. I knew about, of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, who doesn't? And this is where I was surprised. Kate Bush, who is an artist that I've admired for many years. I don't know a lot of her stuff, but of course, Running Up That Hill and her work with Peter Gabriel. I'm a musician too, so I have the utmost respect for what she does. She's very creative. I didn't know in 2011, as you can see, she had a song called Wild Man. So of course, after I read this, I went on YouTube, checked out the video, and wow, it's talking about the Yeti Abominable Snowman, and there's some interesting footage or film there. Check it out. Whether you like her stuff or not, it's pretty cool to see Kate Bush singing about, or see Kate Bush singing about Wild Man. And then the 2019 Abominable movie, which I have on DVD. Let's turn to page 50. So, this is my territory. And then I'm going to read this part. You can see Cousin Bigfoot. In the wilds of North California lurks a mysterious ape-like creature, a cousin of the Himalayan Yeti. Let me read this for you because Bigfoot is my thing. The Yeti is not the only mysterious entity that fascinates cryptid fans and cryptozoology enthusiasts. In the wilds of Northern California, there is rumored to live a huge ape-like creature, the Sasquatch, also known as Bigfoot. In 1811, David Thompson, a fur trader and explorer, uncovered a series of large, mysterious footprints that those with him stated positively were not made by a bear. Maybe I'll leave it there and you can read the rest. So just pause the video if you want to read the rest. I don't want to take up all your time. So that was a pleasant surprise too, because the article is supposed to be focusing on the Yeti, but they do give some attention to Cousin Bigfoot. And on that same page, we have something subtitled Tom Slick in the Mystery of the Panboji Hand. I don't know how to say that. I keep hearing about it. Is it Panboji? Again, help me out in the comments. I'm not really good at pronunciation. And then on page 51, there's some artwork that'll show you there. You can see the artwork and some photos. Actually, it's all photos. And that's actually it. So to me, it's a lot of coverage. It's it was surprising. So we have page 46, which you saw at the beginning, showing the what I presume is AI generated Yeti. So 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. That's a good spread, considering the magazine is really kind of dedicated to Santa. But somehow the Yeti gets in there. And maybe again it's because of Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Maybe that's why. But the article's not bad. There's a few little errors in there. Of course, there always will be. Unless you are really immersed in the subject matter, you're gonna find just stuff that's not right, incorrect, and dates are wrong and events are wrong. But whatever. At least it's getting some coverage. Funny that my Snag number 6 was Bigfoot is dead. I don't think so. I think that Bigfoot and the Yeti are alive and well, and if anything, are as prominent or more prominent now with the advent of the internet, of course, and reality TV. I think that they're more prominent than ever. Even though, you could argue that the 70s was the golden age of Sasquatch Bigfoot research. Well, maybe. There certainly were more magazines at that time and whatnot, but I think there's way more books now. Whether you like the books that are written now, there's way more books now about the subject. Lesser magazines, of course, but the internet. The necessary evil. The internet, as much as it's bastardized everything, it seems, there's so much coverage. So yeah, in reference to Snag number 6, Bigfoot is not dead. And go pick up a copy of, if it's still available, All About History, with the cover of History of Santa and the article, and it's a good article, Yeti Hunters. I hope you enjoyed that and support magazines. And again, thank you for stopping by to the old and the new. I appreciate it. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.
If you're enjoying all this rare and unique content, please show your support by subscribing and leaving comments.